All right, so after having read 12 Rules for Life, I have stopped binge eating junk food. And now I'm stopping my binge watching of Netflix and instead reading a variety of nonfiction books like Date Smart by Dr. Carla Manley, PhD, Headstrong by Dave Asprey, The Bulletproof Plan to Activate Untapped Brain Energy to Work Smarter and Think Faster in Just 2 weeks. I've studied Dave Asprey in the past, and I've listened to his podcast for many years, and his diet actually saved my life. It was I was able to reverse heart pains, angina, with chest pains from hypoxic uh, issues, lack of oxygen to the heart, utilizing his methodologies of biohacking, which I'll explain in another video. If you don't know what biohacking is, I'll include links below to one of Dave Asprey's great lectures, or one of Benjamin Greenfield's great lectures, and Tim Ferriss, who wrote the 5 Hour Work Week, also is into biohacking as well. Regardless, I'm also reading The Extended Mind: The Power of Thinking Outside the Brain. A bold new book reveals how we can tap the intelligence that exists beyond our brains, in our bodies, our surroundings, and our relationships. Use your head. That's what we tell ourselves when facing a tricky problem or a difficult project. But a growing body of research indicates that we've got it exactly backwards. What we need to do, says acclaimed science writer Annie Murphy Paul, is think outside the brain. A host of extraneural resources, the feeling and movements of our bodies, the physical spaces in which we learn and work, and the minds of those around us, can help us focus more intently, comprehend more deeply, and create more imaginatively. The Extended Mind outlines the research behind this exciting new vision of human ability, exploring the findings of neuroscientists, cognitive scientists, and psychologists, and examining the practices of educators, managers, and leaders who are already reaping the benefits of thinking outside the brain. So very compelling, interesting. This could be a paradigm shift, or it could be, have some intelligent and accurate insights and some pseudoscience. But that will require research and analysis on my part to decide how much of this book is accurate and if some of it is hyperbolic or some of it is inaccurate. With books like this that are really pushing the boundaries of our current knowledge, there are a lot of great insights to be found, but you also have to realize that since they are trying to capture and explain and articulate what is currently unknown about the brain, because we know so little, they're going to make some flaws. But by pushing the boundaries of what we currently know, they will also provide some self-evident but profound insights that could help anyone who uses their brain to try to and work. If they're working a job where their brain helps them, which is pretty much every single job. Any job you work, whether you're a plumber, a carpenter, a construction worker, an architect, a scientist, doesn't matter. You're using your brain. And the more effectively you can use your brain for problem solving and for articulating arguments and for understanding the world around you, the better life you'll have. Plumbers save more lives than doctors. Think about it. Hygiene, the dispense of waste products effectively and efficiently, running water, and the hygienic change that came about as a result of modern plumbing saved millions of lives. Clean, safe drinking water, and the effective removal of waste products, proper hygiene through flowing water. That it's amazing how many lives have been saved by modern plumbing, and how bad plumbing that causes leaks can destroy people's lives. 25% of U.S. households have mold, toxic black mold, which can cause you to have an enormous amount of different terrible health problems, different cognitive problems. It can cause all sorts of different diseases, all sorts of different symptoms, and most doctors have no idea about they have no understanding of the current mold problem. There's a great documentary about this called Moldy by Dave Asprey, where he discusses the mold problem in the United States and how we need to eliminate this problem because many people are getting, there's carcinogens carcinogens within mold. They can cause cancer. They can cause what appears to be ADHD, what appears to be uh, um, autism, what appears to be borderline personality disorder, all sorts of cognitive problems. It can cause all sorts of idiosyncratic diseases of the mind and body. So if if you're not 100% sure that your house is free of mold, hire someone to check the air quality and to look for mold within your house if it's older than 20 years. Because if it's older than 20 years, chances are there's mold somewhere that could be eradicated. No. She ran outside. So, all right, well, getting back to the book. So, The Extended Mind outlines the research behind this exciting new vision of human ability, exploring the findings of neuroscientists. I already said that, yeah. Paul excavates the untold history of how artists, scientists, and authors, from Jackson Pollock to Jonas Salk to Robert Caro, have used mental extensions to solve problems, make discoveries, and create new works. In the tradition of Howard Gardner's Frames of Mind, or Daniel Goleman's Emotional Intelligence, that was a great book by Daniel Goleman, Emotional Intelligence. It really pushes the boundaries of our understanding of intelligence at the time, but much of it was inaccurate, but still a very insightful book to read regardless. The Extended Mind offers a dramatic new view of how our minds work, with practical advice on how we can all think better. In The Extended Mind, author Annie Murphy Paul explains why the key to thinking better sometimes lies in using our brains less. By extending our minds through our bodies, physical surroundings, and relationships, we can work more productively and solve problems more creatively. The Extended Mind uses stories and science to show us how it's done. Well, yeah, a lot of times what you have in life is not a psychological problem. What you usually have a lot of times when people have depression are practical problems. They don't have a job. They don't have a loving relationship with someone they can trust. They don't have friends. They don't have something rewarding and productive and meaningful to do outside of work. They don't have a career with upward trajectory where they feel like they're doing something meaningful. They may have a job that they hate, a dead-end job, and they may also have several health problems. They may not be sleeping properly at night. Their diet might be trash, or they're eating nothing but junk food. They might not be getting enough vitamin D through exposure to sunlight or through proper nutrition, and thus trigger SAD, SAD, or known as seasonal affective disorder, depression caused by a lack of vitamin D. So, a lot of times when people have depression, if you go to a functional medicine doctor, they'll look for the cause of depression. If you go to a traditionally trained doctor, they're 40 years behind the science. They're just going to give you an antidepressant. They're not going to try to find out why you're depressed. They'll be like, oh, you just have a neurochemical imbalance of the brain. Here's some Prozac. It'll make you feel better. But the doctor won't seek out the causes of your depression. That's because they're not a functional medicine doctor or an integrative medical doctor. If you want to see a doctor, see a functional medicine doctor or an integrative medical doctor. So I'll also be reading Guerilla Publicity, hundreds of surefire tactics to get maximum sales for minimum dollars. Since I own my own business and I'm starting another business, I'm reading this book was first published in 1983, but the general principles still apply. When it was first published in 1983, guerrilla marketing instantly shot up the business bestseller lists. The guerrilla approach became the buzzword of the 90s. The revolutionary book is certainly to stand as the revolutionary new book is certain to stand as the publicity Bible for the next decade. Guerilla Publicity is guaranteed to get explosive media attention for your company and your products. And of course, I'll also be reading Facebook advertising. The complete guide to dominating the largest social media platform. I do want to become a social media marketer and then eventually become a creator within the marketing industry. And eventually I want to start my own marketing agency. That's my dream. So anyway, that's the books I'll be reading. And I hope some people found that interesting. If you are also a voracious non-reader, if you're also an erudite polymath, as I am, and love reading about a wide variety of subjects, comment below with what you're reading and tell me what books you recommend. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and please give a thumbs up. That helps me a lot. And comment. I would love